Welcome to Today at the Races here Friday with the Fustel there. Let's see what kind of tricky card we're going to dive into it. But Keith, let's take a look at what we've got going on. It's been frosty, proper Christmas time weather here, and that's going to continue on through this weekend.
Yeah, it is brisk. I think we've got a little bit of a warming trend, maybe into Saturday, Sunday. We'll take that. But, yeah, we've had some flurries. Went out this morning with a dog, a couple of little flurries around up north with me. But it's chilly. Got to deal with the elements this time of year. We're all set. Track is fast. And 9 races, they present themselves to us today. And it's an interesting betting card. Yeah. You know, we've had the roll of prices and Sunday, you and Dave were on some really good shots. Roll on Jesse at 1660. You had Eccentric, I believe, at 3240.
Whiskey in the Jarro.
The Rod
Dave
Dog
had.
was all around that one with 3660. A horse I like late, General Maximus ran second.
Yep.
But, yeah, that trend just kind of continues. I don't have any of like a huge price horse that I like today, but it's interesting. I've got some chalk with some double digits trying to complete exactas today on today's card. There's a lot of races with speed laden, 3 or 4 horses in each race look like they want that lead. They want to be on or near it. So trying to, envision the flow has been a little bit tricky for me for this Friday card as we get back to racing action.
But we like tricky here, and we've been keeping it that way here in Maryland, and we're going to get things started in that early pick 5, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the girls, 3 and up. You and I both go with the number 1, Berzina. Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. We've seen her in other barns before, but let's take a look back at that last effort here back on the 16th of October.
Yeah, and speaking of pick 5, so you had one pay. The early was 2,400 on Sunday, 24,000 in the nightcap, ended at that late pick 5. So jump in on this low takeout. Yeah, Berzina, just not really herself this particular day. Mid-October, at Delaware Park on a fast, kind of a sealed track. She kind of kept going. Never really seemed to me like she got comfortable on this surface. Makes a little run, tries to recover from that slower start up the inside. As you see, the outer flow of horses did the best running in this particular race. Kind of an attack mode, back down here to 20. She goes ahead and goes. When she's right, if she's like a B+ today, she can handle, I think, some outside pressure from Lavisa. Possibly Kingdom Queen to press, but I don't think anybody's really as fast as Berzina breaks. I think you're going to see J-Rod get aggressive here and try to get it done in an awfully short number for Nest. Nest Barn, a little chilly wet from the wind column over the last 30 days on this Laurel dirt surface. I think I got 2 for 24. He'll pick it back up.
Yeah, looking to do just exactly that with the underneath in the number 4 in Freccia d'Argento, Rudy Sanchez Solomon, Thais Pustina. This is a horse that, basically coming back to the 6 for a long distance, going to be a huge help for this one.
You look at her and the horse below her. Skip to the Fire's been running in condition 12.5s. Freccia d'Argento has run against some really, really good fillies and mares. And she hasn't been quite that level. She's knocked on the door a lot of times. I know she's got to win on the go back in that first level allowance. Freshened up with plenty of works. She'll get that mid-pack run, and if she's close to one of her better efforts, she's certainly in the mix for your exactas and trifectas here. Rudy Rod has done well. You see the stat on the daily racing form. You see it in your track program. He's over 20% and a positive ROI with this type of layoff.
Absolutely. 1, 4, 3, 2, 4. Keith Fustel there in the first leg. And then we'll go to the first leg of the early pick 4, second leg of the early pick 5 in this claiming 12.5 for the girls and up, which have never won 3, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. No scratches here. You and I both go with True Sunshine on the outside, of course, in the barn of Kieran McGee and Tori Alba.
Wheeling back very quickly here. It was last seen November 29th. It was last weekend, right? Or was it? Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
Okay, so we're back quick.
Right.
I thought True Sunshine was going to go ahead and get the lead in that race. I was stone cold wrong.
Okay.
Didn't get it, didn't get close, was 5 lengths out of it after the first quarter. We draw outside. We've got Tori Alba today. I think there's some definite speed that is going to go out, and it's going to be contested a little bit because the last time Neolithica and Lady Charlotte hooked up, they took a fierce battle for a long, long way. But True Sunshine in the past has shown the ability to get it done from off the pace. She's a 4-time winner, which works in this condition. You like it, the 3-year-old that's won a lot of races. So I'm looking for her to sit off this pace. Naughty Nan is fresh. Will go out into the flow as well. Kieran second off a break, very strong.
Maddie 10 underneath that you have for Linda Albert, Esmerio Villalobos. Also Esmerio gave a couple of nice rides and a couple of wins last weekend, hoping to continue that momentum here. It just needs a better trip.
He doesn't ride. He's been getting a few more horses. He's like he shows up the last race of the day and he pops and he runs well. So yeah, he's going to be here on Maddie 10. She works here for me. I don't know if she's going to get back to the form that she once had with Corrales. We're going to see. They're going to try. They're dropping her back down to 12.5, but she did face a little adversity last time. A little trouble leaving the 5/8. You see the comment there, a brief steady, but she churned on okay. Right behind True Sunshine, ran into Hot Dance. The horse of Kieran's another one, went very, very well. So I think these two look like they're running against the right kind. Neolithica. Knockout win. Last time it's 7/8. Talking to Damien, maybe she likes 7/8 a little bit more than 6. She's going to have to kind of force her hand, maybe, from the inside. She's shown on the go back to sit just off of it. That might need to be the tactic if she doesn't break super sharp. Really good run last time out, and she did not get asked to the head of the lane. So a little slower flow, but she's getting better. That 64, she jumped up and ran big. Anything close and the ability to sit just a touch. You'll know with the 3/8. If he's under a scramble, I'm going to worry. But if he's passing a 3/8 lane just off of Naughty Dan and Lady Charlotte with a little bit of a hold in the designer, they could mean business here for Damon. 9-4-2-1.
Talk to me about the two. Majesty's Freedom, Bobby Leaf Jr., Yomar Ortiz, of course, always delivering a price on occasion.
You see the name Bobby Leaf, your eyes just open wide up.
Yeah.
You think of just grandiose things. Money, that's what I think about, because when this guy wins, he pays a huge price. He's got a great ROI. That's the reason. The turf to dirt, shorten it up, some speed in here. This horse could close into it at a big number. Ignore him at your peril. That's all I can tell you about Bobby Leaf right now.
Okay, there we go. As we go ahead to race number 3 in a starter optional 30,000 going a mile and 16th on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. You have the number 5 on top here. Penny Loafer, a bit of a price here. Morning line 10-1 for Hammy Smith. Victor Carrasco gets the call. Just double checking. No scratches here in this race.
Yeah, Penny Loafer, the numbers just don't reach out and grab you, do they? Right. You look at the buyers, his buyers compared to like a Mo's Perfect tops of the chart, some of these other horses in the 80s. But this is a hammy move. This is a protect move, and when he protects, he thinks he's got something. He might have something here, because Penny Loafer was able to overcome a slower flow, got into great position last time, and Carrasco gave a beautiful ride, took the rating, and then shot through along the inside to get it done. Well, this time, he's going to be, I think, a little bit further back. They're not going to be walking out there in 50-2. We're going to go the 2 turns again. Most Perfect, tops of charts, My Last Mission on Capture Storm. You got some horses in here that like to be fairly close, even the horse on the outside, Greener Pastures. The protect move is what I like when Hammy does this. Claimers to allow anything when he moves from a tag, in for a tag, to the allowance, you pay attention. It's a really, really good ROI move. I think this horse can sustain a run from off the pace.
Absolutely. Talking about the number 1 on the inside, Mo's Perfect here on McGee Toriaba. We're going to take a look at that win last time out back on the 24th of October.
Yeah, this is a good one. Caught 4 wide, and I talked about this. I did not think there was any chance. He just kept on grinding. And Penny Loafer, our top selection, did get the better of Most Perfect October the 3rd. And one thing I want to touch upon a Penny Loafer, the blinkers have gone on as well, and he's really improved with the blinkers on. That is Penny Loafer. But look at this run. Sheer determination for Most Perfect out there, 4-5 wide into the left-handed drive of J.G. Torrealba. This guy gets right up alongside. Look like he might just not get past, and does. Very late, gets the bob, moves inside at a mile in a 16th. I think he can pair up figures here today. For Kieran sitting that trip. It's going to get that good stalking trip. He's going to be tough. 8 horse, Greener Pastures, Nest, your top selection, has reeled off some really good races. Won 3 of the last 4, just got beat last time. Outer Post just concerns me a little bit. Not to be hung. I think this field might be a shade better than what he was facing at Parks, but you talked about it in the past. You run that stat, that Parks to Laurel number for Ness. That's been kind of
27%
pretty
right
salty of late. Yes.
Yeah, 26 for 98 there.
Yes.
So you have to just kind of roll along with that, especially there. As far as that outside.
The draw for Greener Pastures?
Yeah, I just think I think it's honestly, I'm not too concerned. I think it's potentially a better setup. I think when you're again, we're discussing the short distance from the gate to the first turn. Yes, we have 8 horses, but when you talk about the speed that's in here, this one, I think on his own, could really, if he wanted to, he could potentially get up there, especially from that effort last time out. I just think he's gonna be right up there, and then he's just gonna let the speed go. He'll be sitting right off of that.
In that 3-path, just stalking trip, relaxing.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Omar Cumming, what a really good race.
Yeah.
He ran last time out, was 3 wide aways, dropped inside, got it done over Kickstartness, who was a real short price. You look at his last 3 dirt buyers, 77, 77, 78. They're close. They're close. He hasn't quite gotten into that 80 scheme yet, as some of these have. But Farrier off the claim, he's done well of recent note. Had a stat here, and it's 4 for 12 the last 6 months at Laurel on the main track off the claim. So that works there. See if he can sustain, keep that form going in this new barn. 5184. Good race.
Yeah, very good race. As we said, tricky card that we have here in Maryland for Friday. Going on to race 4, starts the Rainbow Pick 6 as well. We do have a ticket, of course, lined up that I give to you. Single in the last, because I frankly just felt that was the strongest I could go as far as a single direction. Plenty of options there throughout it. Again, I will delve into that more a little bit in the afternoon. Let's go ahead and dive into this first leg in this allowance optional 40,000, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the girls, 3 and up. Scratching the rail horse, Dee's Surprise. Kitten's Appeal now on the rail for Bruce Levine. But let's go ahead and talk about our shared top selection here. Strutter Stuff, Madison Myers, Jamie Rodriguez. Very, very interesting individual here. I love that you add a stat like a cherry on top.
Yeah, and real quick about your ticket there. I like how you singled a horse in the last that's not going to be the favorite. So, I mean, you got to think the Nest horse will. And when you're attacking this pick 6, you want to be the single ticket, right? You want to take it all down. So that go against the grain a little bit, and that horse definitely has a shot. That was Vodkatini, right?
That
7 was
the 7. No,
is
that's
that Vodkatini.
Actually, yes.
Okay.
Let me just scroll. Yes, Vodkatini.
There
Mikey
you go.
Gorham, Jamie.
All right.
Yeah, Mikey Gorham. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, interesting with the turf to dirt for Myers. Really, really has been shining. Not only in the past 2 years, but recently, just this fall as well.
Yeah, 4 for 18 last 2 years, 22%, 362 ROI. And it's like when I think of Madison Myers, I kind of just always think turf for some reason. I don't know, but
she's getting more variety.
Yeah, getting a variety. And this one here is interesting though. Started the career down at Colonial, gallops. Money was there too. Shows up at 7-2 in that field. Rolls, goes to Prescott, catches the synth, gallops again. Went up to New York, just caught a really tough field. So proven on turf, proven on the synth. Now can we get to the dirt? This field is one like touched upon early in the show, loaded with speed. You take out the 1. Kittens wants to be close. So does Pika Chic. Winky Winky's a go, and so Susan's Mule. Struts her stuff is shown to come from 4 or 5 lengths out of it. And when you're looking at the breeding, yeah, she's done this work on the synth and the turf. But realistically, probably looks a little bit better bred for the main track. When you break it all down, you look at the stallion, you look at the family, you go back to the second dam, a graded stakes winner on the dirt. So things are going to they're going to set up. I hope our stat holds true, and this horse can roll into it from the final, let's say 3/16 of a mile.
It will. I have a lot on the half siblings and the dams half siblings later on for the afternoon show.
Good.
Keith, let's talk about your number 2. Let's talk about your number 2. Kittens Appeal, now on the rail. Bruce Levine, Michael Sanchez here. All or nothing a little bit, or do you think we're going to play with that win 4 back?
I don't think she's a stone. She could win, but I think you got to use her. She's back on Lasix. I think she might have only had Lasix one time in her career, so they do that.
I'm sorry, I meant all or nothing as far as pace.
Oh no. This horse can kind of stay a little bit closer and make that move from just off of it. Just never got comfortable at Timonium. Last time out, the sloppy sealed surface, no good whatsoever, and you would have thought the successful appeal. That topside's really good on off track. Just didn't show up, but I like the freshening coming in here with some good works. First time tag. Everything speaks kind of let's fire right now off the break. Right. And Kitten's Appeal does have the ability to kind of those numbers on the go back that work from just off of it, because I think Sanchez, he'll let things go. Susan's Mule and Winky Winky, I think they're going to be gunning from the outside. So I like that one. Pika Chic, let's take a look at this one. Michael Moore, he's been on a roll of late, talking to my man Joe Gass. He said at Parks and Penn, been winning in bunches. And when he comes down here with his horses, pay attention. And this is a race on the go back. We haven't seen this one since January 11th of 24. It's been forever, right? But he's really good. 30% off of this kind of break, ROI over 4. This is a starter group back in November of 23, but relaxed off of a fast pace, fast horse, and was able to cruise up, gets clear. It's to dig in late, but you know what? She's shown that ability to sit just off of it, and that's a staggering stat off of this kind of a long layoff. So pay attention. I think Hernandez will kind of let her break, get Poe, eye the horses to the outside, and then he'll decide from the 3/8 pole home how he wants to go ahead and attack. But stretch your stuff. This horse intrigues me, and it has J-Rod.
Yeah.
Does he? Let's take a look. Yeah.
Stays on.
Stays on, but and she never really uses J-Rod, right? So you're going to the top rider here. Meaning business in the 4th is Madison Myers.
Yeah, love that. Very too intriguing to ignore there. 4, 2, 3, 5 there in race number 4, starting off that rainbow pick 6. Let's go to race number 5. That does start off the late pick 5. Of course, as you mentioned, the wonderful pools that we've been having as of late starts in this claiming 20,000 for the girls 3 and up, which have never won 2, going 7 furlongs on the dirt. No scratches here in this game. So let's talk about still game on the rail, not on the rail, in the 4-post for Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez.
I stayed with the one. It's the 1 or the 1A for me in here. I think both of them are legitimate. So don't even worry. Don't change the thing unless there's somehow a late scratch. Eileen, how sweet she is, but I'll give you still game. Turf to dirt move for Ness. I like that shortening up to 7/8 works for me as well. I think both of these horses have similar styles. How sweet she is had a little bit tougher trip last time out over this racetrack, going the mile. Trouble early, was able to save ground, work outward. It didn't quite kick on like I thought she would the last 3/16, but I think getting back to the 1-turn 7/8 is going to work. So either one of the Nesses work for me. You seem to lean a little bit, how sweet she is as well. 7 Shining Spirit. I just like the draw here for her, for Mike Gorham. Looking at it, Stormy Midnight might be the quickest of all with a good break. The blinker's going back on. But I think Shining Spirit has that little shadow trip. It makes the initial move. Then she's going to have to worry about either one of the Ness horses rallying into it. You're looking for a kind of a real big number horse. Take a look at the 8 Charmin for Hugh McMahon. This is just a horse, maybe a little bit of a guess. Only it's a 4th time Lasix, 3rd off of a break, but just seems to come back as a different filly. That was a different kind of race last time. Albeit it was on the turf that she's ever shown. Maybe things are clicking for her right now. And her setup with that speed just to the inside, it gives her a chance to stalk and move into it as well if you're looking for that big number. 1785. And let's go. Entry 785.
Yeah, let's
take either one.
I do like that. I like your 7. I like Shining Spirit. I thought with that on and off my ticket, and we will conclude the first half. We will be back after this commercial break to talk about the second half of Friday's card. And welcome back. Of course, we have our jackpot super high 5 race, and that's a pool that stuck around there, starting to get more interesting here. And we always deliver on our jackpot super high 5 fields here. Also starts the late pick 4 as well, which Keith does start right here as well. What you got for us? Ooh, you single in the last 2.
I did. We have dueling singles.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yours is definitely a little bit better price, though. But you could toss in Vodkatini. It's going to cost you $36. People got that. They got 36. Holiday time, everybody getting presents and stuff. 235 to get you started in race 6. Minister for Magic Sugar, Stephen, Midnight Renegade, kind of that real question mark for me. Race 7. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Watch Bouncer John the Bear jump in there. But they're my 6 in race number 7. What a good allowance race that is. 3 other than going 7/8. Good job, Racing Office. Race 8, we come back. It's like a mini stake for you. $63,000 open allowance. Let's go Prince of Jericho. 5 Dreams will be the value in there. To me, and race 9, it's a single. Pistol is ablazing back with Ness. Reclaim once he goes back for him. Pay special attention, $18.
And again, 36 if you wanted to add the 7 in there for our dueling singles. Starting reversing back to the first leg here is a claiming 20,000 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3, going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Scratch in the 1A, Levin. Scratch in the number 9, Mr. Houghton. Keith, you have the number 3 on top. Sugar Steve in the barn of Annette Eubanks with Carlos Lopez.
I'm a little leery. First off the claim, a little bit of a scratch there. Private vet, it says, on the 10th of October. I just think his races, anything close to his better races, he can beat these. He's hooked the right kind. You see Bandcap, Meet Me at Mondays, Play Like a Raven, Blue. These are good horses. You're looking at the way this race is going to set up. Parkiness may go. Watasha possibly. Mr. Agent, yeah, outside. You've seen him on or off the lead do okay. But I think Sugar Steve, I think he can sit just off of it. Eubanks hasn't been on that run that she was on, I should say, for a few months there, for most of the year. But got the right kind of spot. I'll take a shot here, Lopez. These two, they can get together and run well. Sugar Steve from just off of it. Minister for Magic. Henry Walters, second off the claim. That's our video spotlight. And this guy, he's run 2 bang-up seconds. And both of them haven't been the easiest of trips. 2 back behind Patient Capital. Mr. Jefferson, who came back to win. Caught 4 wide and then to drop inside. And then last time out, 2 out chasing every step of the way. Minister for Magic, Paco the Taco Man, also in there, gets it done. But Minister for Magic, he just seems to want it right now. Even though he doesn't win here, look at the effort. He just kind of put his head down late and just kept on going. I like the position he's going to get with a good break. Let's go in there and stalk, work inside out trip if need be for Minister for Magic. I thought this was a pretty tough race. You've got the 7 on top with Tasha. Yeah, maybe I just glazed over Watasha. There's just something there that just didn't grab me. And while nothing was there, nothing grabbed me. So kind of, what do you like here from Watasha?
Yeah, looking back at it, honestly, as long as nothing is forced, like there was 3 back, this level should work. Irad tried giving a similar ride last out to create a positive result in general and outcome. I truly believe that was kind of the goal there. Carrie got the horse and tried for the same level that Joe entered at this one. The New York, the claiming 35 level, before making the decision to just look elsewhere for a win. So for me, it's just kind of, they tried. Joe tried, Carrie got the horse, Carrie tried. Then we're just making decisions from there on out. So I really just looked at the 2 races that Irad rode in comparison to the win in the claiming 40 at Saratoga to what we saw at Aqueduct. And I'm just saying, hey, we got the similar type of ride and effort. It's not there for the win, just coming down for the win. Yeah. This
is a tough little race because, like you say, Sugar Steve, I'm just leery. Minister for Magic, like the horse maybe of recency that I can hang my hat on to hit the board. But
talk about Midnight Renegade.
Yeah, Midnight Renegade though. You've got a horse didn't get a fair chance last time. Stumbled on seated rider off of that break. Really didn't. I don't know what got out of it, but when you look at the stats, second off of these long layoffs, shorter sample. But Lacey Gaudet with a win the other day. Good to see that with Mr. Jefferson. 45% with a 3.11 ROI. 7/8 should work and should be enough of a flow in here. I don't know if they're going to be guns a-blazing when you really kind of break down this field, but the stat is kind of what grabs me there for Midnight Renegade. Cyber Time ran lights out, but only had to beat 2 other horses, a lesser group. Now coming back here, faces a little bit better. You're going to get Michael Sanchez for Ferry. This isn't like a big confident. I'm not super confident in race 6.
How wide in this? How wide do you go in this leg?
I think this one I might have gone. I think I went 3. Then the 7th race I went 6.
Well, why don't
here we go? Let's go to the 7th.
Yeah, here in this allowance optional 55, 7 furlongs on the dirt here in the 7th race for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 9, the outside horse in Sports Editor Keith. You have the number 3. Factor it in here for Carlos Mencia. Michael Sanchez, you get a good value off of the layoff at 8-1.
Yeah, Ruiz saw that, and then Sanchez, but that's okay. Factor it in. Mancia, first off, doesn't owe us any money with Mavelis the other day, so thank you very much, Carlos and Georgie, getting it done. But factor it in, fresh, and he's 8 years old. 7/8, I'm a little concerned about, but we're getting an 8-1 price, and he's run okay off the break in the past. Right. We'll see if Feeling Woozy. He just ran so hard around the racetrack. See what he does from the inner post. But you're going to get some flow with John the Bear, with Bouncer on the mark. I think it's going to be up into the mix. So factor it in. He's got such back class. I've always been a fan of this guy. This might be just a little sentimental pick. But if he shows up close to 95%, he can definitely hit the board. You will definitely know by the quarter pole, even 5/16 this quarter. He's got to be loaded with some more. If he's not loaded, we could be in trouble. But that number works for me at an 8-1 because he might just fall through the cracks off the last couple.
Yeah.
I don't know.
190-day layoff. Let's go. Let's also go to the number 7 on the mark for
Yeah.
Joanne Schenkel, Ty Sly, Pustina, taking a look at that beautiful effort that we saw last time out in November.
Wow, this guy's running really good.
Yeah.
Win 2 back in that start to beat a good horse in Monday morning quarterback. Horse been winning a lot of races and running big for Kieran. Last time out in the 2 other than. Had to steady there. We missed it. Steadied at the 3/8 pole. I'm talking too much. But anyhow, but then re-engages. Had to drop back, came back into that quicker flow, and just keeps on going. Dead game. Don't wait up. I wish these horses would have come back and run a little bit better. But it's a confidence move. You're jumping up a condition as well. You know, this horse did win the straight 2 other than, was not in for a tag.
Right.
So naturally, this is the race that works within the schedule. And, proven there at that 7/8 like he was last time in very, very good form. I like this draw for Thais to go ahead and just measure everything through that first quarter of a mile.
She's going to have Just Call Ray on the outside, though. Sneaky there for Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez over there. Just last time out claimed by Ness. I talked about this horse with another trainer or two, and this horse had a lot of shakes on him, especially when he was up in New York. So there's a reason for this. This horse is a bit grittier than what you would see on paper.
Very, very popular. Claimed 5 times this year. 2 works since the claim up in tag. When Ness has a little confidence, I have a little confidence. And Just Call Ray. I don't think he's quite as fast early as on the mark or even a Jonathan Bear, but man, things will ramp up. And he made a good run last time against a pretty good field. So, shortening back to 7/8, he'll try to unleash the fury from the 3/8 pole home.
Let's go ahead and discuss race number 8 in this allowance, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, you go with the number 1 as well as I. Let's take a look at Prince of Jericho last time out for Brittany and Sheldon Russell.
We haven't talked a lot about Brittany horses today, have we?
We are waiting for this race.
We're waiting for this one. And Prince of Jericho, man, he's pretty good. Hey, what is he at Laurel? 13,641. I got my ink kind of going in between.
Yeah, you got the numbers right.
Yeah, he likes Laurel, and in this particular shorter field, going back to the open allowance, November the 1st, breaks that slow, has to make this move, and makes a pretty strong, bold move, I should say, 4 wide here in the spike zone. But after that slower start, it was going to be tough to keep on going and beat a horse with Spike Zone won 20 races this year, it seems. I mean, he just wins and wins and wins. But this effort, he's dead game to the wire. He's going to get what he likes today because I think things are going to be more contested up front. Spike Zone, as good as he is, he was able to walk the dog. These horses here, I think it's going to be cluttered up front. Talented man, downtown Charlie Brown, no sense, got away with it. Probably the better part of the racetrack last time. Got lucky after the slower start. Did no sense to find a seam in between horses. But Prince of Jericho, I think he's not going to be forced to move so soon like he did in his most recent effort.
5 Dreams, Jose Magana, Tori Alba here, 10-1. As you mentioned, just some value underneath an exacta.
Yeah, he's been close. He's been close to these kind of horses in the past. And Tori Alba just kind of riding that hot hand last time out. Caught 3 wide, dead empty. Into the lone speed. Again, I think this horse has the ability. He's run some big races up close. I just got a hunch Tori Alba's going to be able to settle him just a bit, just off the pace and be able to sustain. Yep.
Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Keith Fusel there in the 8th. Let's go ahead to the finale here in the starter optional 12-5, going a mile and 16th on the dirt for the girls, 3 and up. Scratching the 5 Daily Planet. You and I both go with Pistol Elizabeth Blazin, which is interesting because I single on the other horse that I have in my exacta. But let's talk about Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez. That's me just being sneaky.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just trying to mess with the public. That's what we're here
Absolutely.
for. No.
Yes.
No. Pistol is a blazing. It's the reclaim. This mare, if she's sharp off the claim, she can lay close too. Because when you first look at this race, there's not a lot of true front runners. But I got a hunch. Don't tell Darren's going to go from that inside post. Major Houlihan will be close forcing it. So that's going to be a nice little setup. Pistol blazing, changing surfaces, proven, has had win over this racetrack, but has run some kind of omni-fig numbers for Ness, for him. So if she gets back to this barn where they've kind of maybe got her whole card, she's going to be awfully difficult at an awfully short price. I like the way Mike Gorham's barn's going right now. Vodkatini riding a little bit of a hot streak for a little bit of a break. I think will stalk and make that move, but she's going to have to be tied on because Pistol Blazing I think is going to be a good run for the final quarter at least. But Major Houlihan interests me. Always forward, just Corrales again, kind of bumping up a little bit of a big number. She's in really good form right now. She's at the top, and if a couple of these like a Major Houlihan's dropping where there's There's some question marks about a couple of these. I think you might want to center around her like third and fourth in your supers. At the end of the day, looking for a price to get out. That's how I would use her in this race.
6, 7, 4, 3 there in the finale. We had a lot of horses to
Yeah,
talk
we
about,
did.
Keith, as reflected on our time. But let's also talk about them some more.
Okay.
Let's talk about your value plays there. Race number 3 on the number 5, 10-1.
Yeah.
In Penny Loafers, your top selection there for Hammy Smith and Victor Carrasco.
Yeah, we'll roll these. I know we're getting a little short on time. Got to get up to Rodman. Penny Loafer, much improved with the blinkers. Protect move for Hammy. A little bit more flow runs into it.
Race number 5 also starts the late pick 5 as well there with our great fields. Underneath, you have Charmin at 20-1 for Hugh McMahon, June Brasino.
Just a horse that's jumped up out of the clouds. Only four-time Lasix. So fairly lightly raced. Just things might be clicking for Charmin at that kind of number. Exact to try super play.
And off the 190-day layoff, you go with Factor It In as your top selection in race number 7, the number 3 for Carlos Mencia and Michael Sanchez.
Just been a favorite of mine. He's faced some really good horses. He's beaten some really good horses. Comes into a field that I think he can get great position, mid-turn. If he's locked and loaded, the barn's going pretty good right now. 7/8 on the go back. I'd like a little bit better at 6 today, but we'll take a shot here that he's going to come back in good form and get the best of this field at a good number. 8-1 morning line.
And we are living in post-times world, as the words per Brittany Russell, as he will be running in. That's my favorite picture of him ever. We will be running in the Cigar Mile tomorrow. Very, very tough field.
It is.
Did you happen to get a chance to peek at it?
You told me, and I printed the PPs, and I
Great,
took
thank
a
you.
quick look, and man,
Yeah.
man, oh man, this is. You could say this field is as good as that Breeders' Cup field, right? That he ran against. Mulligan is back, climbing
Dano.
a little bit. Oh, Dano,
Yeah.
Coastal Mission. What about
Professor-
him?
Law professor.
Ferranco. Yeah. So lots of ways to go, but you know what? We know this guy. He's at one turn. He's deadly. I really like him at the one turn, and Mulligan looks like the horse if he can kind of separate around the turn. He could be really tough. He had some issues last time out, but getting back. But post time, I do like him right back in here.
Good.
I just I like him 7/8 to a mile. I like these one-turn rates for him. Best of luck for the hometown guy. Post time.
Absolutely. We'll go to Dave Rodman for those changes and scratches. Thanks for sticking around.
All right. Good luck.